The desperate 911 call came from inside Michael Jackson's rented mansion. It was just before 12:30 p.m., June 25, 2009, in Los Angeles.
He's pumping his chest, but he's not responding to anything, sir.
On June 25, 2009, the world stopped when news broke that Michael Jackson had died. At first, fans were shocked, confused, and hoping it was not true. But as more details came out, the story became even darker. This was not just the death of a superstar. It became a major investigation, filled with doctors, pressure, final rehearsals, and questions that people still argue about today.
Did anybody witness what happened?
No, just the doctor, sir. The doctor's been the only one here.
Hours later, his family broke the news.
When the news first broke, nobody really knew what was happening. Michael had been found unconscious inside the Los Angeles home he was renting. Paramedics were called, and he was quickly taken to the hospital, but doctors were not able to bring him back. As the report spread, fans started gathering outside the hospital, near his house, and in different parts of the world. Many were crying because the news felt unreal. Michael had been a part of people's lives for so long. The world had watched him grow from a child star into a global icon. And now people were watching the final moments of his story play out through breaking news.
Immediately, the investigation focuses on Dr. Murray, the cardiologist hired to care for the pop star during his upcoming concert tour. In July 2009, a major bombshell. A source tells CNN Dr. Murray gave Michael Jackson the powerful sedative propofol within 24 hours of his death.
Another shocking part of the case came from Michael's bodyguard and what he said happened inside the home. He described seeing Dr. Conrad Murray trying to revive Michael, but the way CPR was performed raised serious questions. Investigators also looked closely at what happened before the ambulance was called. The medicines in the room, the timeline, and the delay in getting emergency help all became important details. At that point, people began to understand that Michael's death was not just a sudden health crisis. It was a situation that needed a deeper investigation to find out who was responsible.
Alberto Alvarez may be the key witness in the case against Michael Jackson's personal doctor, bodyguard, head of the advance team, and first in the room where Dr. Conrad Murray was desperately working to bring their boss back to life. It was Alvarez who finally called for an ambulance.
We have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing. I'm trying to contact, sir. Where's he at right now? He's on the bed, sir. He's on the bed. Okay, let's get him on the floor.
For the prosecution, Alvarez makes it clear the doctor was not doing CPR correctly, pumping his chest on the soft surface of Jackson's bed instead of the floor.
Dr. Conrad Murray later tried to explain what happened from his point of view. He wanted people to believe that he did not intend to harm Michael. He said he was there as Michael's doctor and that he was trying to help him sleep during an extremely stressful time. Michael was preparing for his This Is It concerts, and the pressure around those shows was massive. But Murray's explanations did not stop the questions. People wanted to know why such powerful medicine was being used in a home. They wanted to know why Michael was under that kind of care outside a hospital setting.
So you can just summarize this, make it simple. There were 4 milligrams of flurazepam given to him during that all of the time you spoke about, and 4 milligrams of midazolam. They were just in divided doses.
So why were you ever worried about administering so many drugs to Michael Jackson? Did you ever think, like, you know, this person could die, but why are you giving him so many drugs?
Certainly, I do not think Michael Jackson would die from 4 milligrams of flurazepam or 4 milligrams of midazolam. We give that all the time in the hospital. But certainly they were divided, and I was very cautious as far as giving Michael Jackson that kind of medication to sleep. As you know, before that time, Michael Jackson was on propofol. And I had won him successfully off of propofol. Up till 3 days prior to his death, he never received propofol. He did not go back on. Before that, I would treat Michael Jackson with an infusion, which was continuous. But the day he died, I did tell the police that I relented after all the pressure and all of the changes that Michael was going through. Unbeknownst to me, it was because he was in withdrawal of another substance.
As Murray continued speaking publicly, his version of the story became even more controversial. He claimed he cared about Michael and said the situation had been misunderstood, but many fans and members of Michael's family did not accept that. To them, Michael was surrounded by people who were supposed to protect him, yet he still died in a private bedroom with a doctor nearby. That is why Murray's interviews made the story even more painful. Every time he tried to clear his name, it reminded people of the question at the center of everything. How could this happen to Michael Jackson?
Do you take any responsibility in Michael Jackson's demise and his death?
You know, I am very remorseful that Michael has passed away. Michael was a friend. And he touched me in so many ways. that I felt like a father figure to Michael. Though I wasn't old enough to be his dad, I felt as though I was protecting Michael all the time. I did.
But people say they don't think that you have shown any remorse. Would you like to apologize to anyone, or what would you like to say? Because as a physician, as Michael's physician, you were responsible for him while you're administering drugs. You're responsible for the drugs that were brought into his home. You were his personal physician. My question is, if you say that he was like a hamster up and down, why would you leave him alone for any amount of time?
It was not that I was leaving Michael alone. There's so many times Michael left me alone.
But on that night you did?
Well, no, I never left him during that night. He left me. There are 2 suites, an exclusive bedroom where I am not allowed. His children sometimes are invited. And the suite where I treated Michael, he was clearly able to wander off. He has a saline bag with a drip on wheels. There was a Foley catheter that's attached to him because he had some incontinence issues. But he would wander off and come back.
After that, the trial became the center of attention, and people around the world followed every update. Dr. Conrad Murray was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter in connection with Michael Jackson's death. For many fans, the decision felt like a small form of justice, but it did not remove the pain. The court could decide who was legally at fault, but it could not fix what had been lost. Michael's children were left without their father, his family lost someone they loved, and fans lost an artist who meant so much to them. The trial made it clear that serious mistakes had happened. It also showed how unsafe and troubling the final days around Michael had become.
We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter.
Dr. Conrad Murray showed no emotion as the verdict was read this afternoon. Members of Michael Jackson's family have been in the courtroom every day. His sister LaToya gasped as the verdict was read.
Michael was watching over us. He was watching over us.
After a 23-day trial, including 49 witnesses and more than 300 pieces of evidence, the jury agreed with the prosecution's argument that Conrad Murray's actions in giving Michael Jackson the powerful anesthetic propofol in his bedroom were so reckless that it led to the singer's death.
Michael Jackson trusted Conrad Murray. He trusted him with his life. He paid with his life.
Years after Michael's death, Conrad Murray kept speaking publicly and making new claims about Michael's personal life. Some of those statements surprised fans because they described Michael as someone dealing with loneliness, pressure, and private struggles. But every time Murray talks, the reaction is strong. Many people feel he should not be the person explaining Michael's story, especially because Michael died while he was under Murray's care. Even so, his interviews became part of the larger discussion about Michael's final years. They added more questions, more debate, and more emotion to an already painful story. The trial gave some answers, but it did not close the conversation. For many people, Michael's final days still feel surrounded by mystery.
Michael Jackson, a friend who said to him one day and gave the most chilling statement to me, "Conrad, do you know that your life and my life will become inseparable for the rest of time?" That was chilling. But what do you mean by that? He chuckled, smiled a little bit, relaxed, and engaged me again. And he says, "Because I am clairvoyant." I am chuckle, him giggling, walking like a stroke victim, drooling on the side of his mouth. Helpless, kind of lunatic in a way, but cheerful. I gave him freedom, I gave him joy. I allowed him to release, go through all the bundle of the years of misery, but I can tell you, he left me a heavy load, because I had to carry that burden.
Conrad Murray has tried many times to explain his side of the story, but for a lot of Michael's fans, his words do not change the final truth. Michael Jackson passed away while Murray was the doctor responsible for him. That is the part people cannot forget. Murray can give his own explanation, but the result remains the same. Michael was gone at just 50 years old. His children were left without their father, his family lost someone they loved, and millions of fans lost an artist who shaped their lives through music, dance, and unforgettable performances. This is why the pain and anger around his death are still so strong, even years later.
Dr. Murray, that is disturbing. Anyone in that condition, why would you continue to give him drugs and then give him propofol. And why would you record that?
Well, first of all, I was accused of recording that so that I can take advantage of Michael down the road, and that was not the case. I did not even recognize or realize that that recording was actually on my phone. Michael had asked me, well, as far as I could look back, how much he snores at night, and I would speak to him about that. He wanted to record that not only on tape, but on camera.
Did you abandon Michael Jackson, your friend, medically? Are you guilty of that?
Absolutely not. David Walgreen is way off field. Abandonment has a clear definition in medicine, and that's not the case. Neither did I abandon him on anything that he was giving. I have said very clearly, if Michael Jackson was in a propofol infusion that was a drip for 3 hours, as Dr. Schaefer stated, from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock, and I left him with an infusion running, I would be guilty as sin, and I could accept that. But he was not.
One of the biggest concerns in Michael's death investigation was propofol. This medicine became central to the case because it was connected to the events of that night. Propofol is not a regular pill or common sleep medicine that should be used casually at home. It is a powerful drug normally used in hospitals where trained medical staff can watch the patient closely. Doctors need to monitor breathing, heart rate, and overall condition while it is being given. That is why people were shocked when it was reported that Michael had been using it to sleep. It made many people question how such a dangerous situation was allowed to happen and who should be held responsible.
Dr. Conrad Murray, seen in these just-released photos at the hospital the day Jackson died, telling the family it needs to get an autopsy.
They asked me, if do you know why he died? My answer was no. And that's the reason why I was recommended to the family to have an autopsy, because I also wanted to know.
That autopsy provided the most damning evidence of the trial so far. First, it showed that Jackson was not sick. The autopsy photo shown today in court displays a 50-year-old, 5'9", 136-pound man in better health than most his age, with a strong heart and no arterial sclerosis. But most importantly, the autopsy found Jackson died of acute propofol intoxication that he could not have administered himself.
The circumstances do not support self-administration of propofol.
Michael's sister, LaToya Jackson, also spoke out and said she believed her brother had been afraid before he died. She claimed Michael felt people were after him and that he feared for his life. These comments added a much darker side to the story. Some people believed the family was speaking from grief, while others felt there were deeper issues around Michael's business, money, and control. Whether people agree with LaToya or not, her words showed how much fear and suspicion surrounded Michael's final days. His family did not see his death as simple. They felt something was wrong.
How do you think he died? You've been quoted as saying you believe it may have been murder. Do you still think that?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why are you so sure?
I would never, ever think differently. Because first of all, Michael told me that they were going to murder him. He was afraid. He was afraid for his life. Who was going to murder him? The people that were involved in his life, the people that were controlling him. This book, Starting Over, is about my life. And it's about Michael's life. It's the parallel between the two of our lives. We share that same life where people come into your life, wiggle their way in, control you, manipulate, control your funds, your finances, everything that you have, and you must do what they tell you to do. And that's what Michael was going through. And he knew that everything that was happening to him was not kosher, it wasn't right, and it disturbed him greatly. And he kept saying it over and over and over again. Yes, Dr. Murray was the fall guy, but it's more to it than just that. He named names. He told me people. He told me to be careful of this one and that one.
Joe Jackson also shared his thoughts about Michael's final years. He spoke about the pressure Michael faced, the people around him, and the build-up to the This Is It concerts. These shows were supposed to be Michael's big comeback, but behind the scenes, many people believed he was under extreme stress. There were rehearsals, business deals, expectations, and a huge demand for him to prove himself again. Joe's comments added another layer to the story because he suggested Michael may not have been fully protected by the people around him. To his family, the final months were filled with warning signs.
So, in answer to your question, yes, Michael wanted justice and what everybody to feel good about each other behind all borders. If it's anybody, any other trial, I put it like that, it wouldn't have been as big as this one. No. As you know, that when Michael's on trial, the other case, the whole world was watching. I mean, behind all borders, they was watching. He was that type of an entertainer that everyone cared for the way that he tried to help kids. I didn't even know that Michael was sick like this at all. Catherine never knew it, because if she had known it, all she would have to do was just go up there and be with
Michael's ex-bodyguard Matt Fitties also shared what he believed was happening during Michael's final days. He talked about the stress surrounding the planned O2 Arena concerts and claimed that Michael contacted his father not long before his death. That detail made the situation feel even more serious because it showed Michael not just as a huge star, but as a person who may have felt that something was not right. According to those close to him, Michael was under strong pressure while trying to get ready for one of the biggest stage returns of his career. To the public, it looked like a major comeback. Behind the scenes, it seemed like Michael was carrying a heavy burden.
And it was Michael, and he wanted to speak to me. And I spoke to him. He didn't sound himself. He sounded completely out of it, high as a kite, speaking really fast. So I just said to him, Michael, well, have you taken something? Yeah, the doctor's given me ephedrine, because they say if I don't get the rehearsals right tonight, they're going to pull the plug. And I'm going to owe them all this money, they're going to sue me, and oh man, Matt, they treat me so bad. I don't know what to do. I need Joseph to come and sort this shit out. That's the exact words he said. He said it's a shit show. They're threatening me. They're making me rehearse songs and dances that I developed over 30 years ago. I can't go on like this. And they are controlling me.
Matt Fitties also talked about another theory that has followed Michael's story for years. He claimed Michael received threats connected to the powerful music catalog he owned. Michael's catalog was not just valuable, it represented power in the music business. Because of that, some people believe his business interests made him a target. Fitties also claimed that people around Michael may have influenced him and pushed him away from his family. These claims are serious, and not everyone agrees with them, but they show why so many fans believe Michael's final years were not normal. They believe he was isolated at the worst possible time.
So when the phone would ring in his bedroom, then he would know it would be somebody who was allowed to have his number. But there was a certain superstar, who we can't name because we'll get sued, who was linked to this catalogue, who never really forgave Michael about buying it, who recommended that he goes and buys music. You know who I'm talking about. And Michael would come out of his room some days crying, saying, he's got to me, he's been abusive on the phone to me, and he will never forgive me for buying this catalogue. But he said he gave this person several times the chance to buy this catalogue back, but he wasn't willing to pay the money. So yeah, a lot of people didn't forgive him, and there was death threats and stuff, and threats against his life about the catalogue. He was the most powerful man in the music industry.
There have also been many strange theories about Michael's body, voice, and health over the years. Some people have speculated about why his voice stayed so high and why his appearance changed so much. These conversations often become controversial because they mix real medical questions with rumors, but they show one thing clearly. Michael Jackson's life was studied in a way almost no other celebrity's life has ever been studied. From his childhood to his death, people questioned his body, his face, his voice, his health, and his private choices. Even after he died, the speculation did not stop.
Michael Jackson's the craziest case of all time, right? Because he was administering anesthesia every night so he can go to sleep. That's what Michael Jackson's doctor said they did to Michael. They did it through chemicals. They chemically castrated him the same way they do to pedophiles.
So his argument is, I'm just trying to regulate a situation that was already far gone. Is that his defense?
No, I mean, there's no defense. The doctor's just fucking, he killed him. I mean, killed Michael Jackson, let him get anesthesia until he died. His defense wasn't that. He was just saying, there's something else.
The business theories around Michael's death also continue because Michael was not only an artist, he was a powerful owner in the music industry. His catalog holdings made him important in a way that went beyond performance. To some fans, this makes his final years look even more suspicious. They believe his money, rights, and business power made him vulnerable. Others believe the real cause was medical negligence and pressure from the comeback shows. But either way, almost everyone agrees that Michael's final chapter was surrounded by too many people, too many interests, and not enough real care.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people was mad over him owning that Beatles catalog.
It's controversial because Paul McCartney, they were recording Say, Say, Say at what was known as Sycamore Valley Ranch, which is now Neverland Ranch. Michael loved it there so much he bought the ranch. And he asked for investment advice, and Paul McCartney said, you should buy music. And Michael turned to him and said, I'm going to buy your songs one day. And Paul just laughed it off. Paul's been on TV and talked about this, and he just laughed it off. And yeah, he ended up buying all Paul McCartney's and the Beatles songs.
So the truth behind Michael Jackson's death is not just one simple story. Legally, Dr. Conrad Murray was found guilty. Medically, propofol played a central role. Emotionally, Michael's family and fans believe there were many warning signs before that final day. And personally, Michael seemed to be carrying a level of pressure that few people could understand.
I have done all I could do. I told the truth, and I have faith the truth will prevail.
Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep stories, rare moments, and powerful breakdowns.